And how do you do, my fellow squishies? My squishies! It's so fluffy! Yes, it is that time of live streaming again. Yes, I skipped a day or two in there somewhere probably. Yes, we will probably try to keep this shorter than 6 hours this time. But we are back once again for a live stream. Yes, with no notice. Add all the caveats you desire. It's easy enough. Although at this point, it'd be nice to know I was heard. But on that note, from my brain, maybe I'll give you that choice next time. The choice as to whether or not you have a choice. This time I am taking both choices away from you. Hello, C.M. McDivitt. Otherwise, there has not been a lot going on your planet, apparently. The Iranians had another 8 hours of hell, courtesy of, I assume, the USAians, somewhat reminiscent of Operation Praying Mantis. There was satellite footage of some number of hundreds of small boats going out into the Persian Gulf, and then there was satellite footage of a very large oil slick. And that was about it. So, you know, stuff and things happened between A and B. Otherwise, some game that I had never heard of before and some developer I had never heard of before is making some waves on the Twitters by saying that the fact that their achievements are achievable by way of cheats was intentional. And those cheats are instead referred to officially as assists, which is a weird choice. I assume they recast the concept of cheats as a way of making their game more, quote, accessible, end quote, since everything has to be accessible now. And, which is fine. I mean, as I've always said, I'm perfectly fine with developers making their games as accessible or inaccessible as they want to make them. It's their game. They can make whatever the fuck they want. But achievements are kind of one of those weird things that have been around for, at this point, far too long. I blame Xbox with their whole achievement unlocked bloody graphic that used to pop up on the original, the OG Xbox, if anyone remembers those things. And they may have been the first platform to actually popularize the notion of achievements, regardless either way. But when your achievement says accomplish X, the assumption is that you have to accomplish X legitimately. And if there's a cheat or, quote, assist, end quote, to simplify accomplishing X, then that's all the achievement's actually worth. An achievement is only worth the minimum amount of effort necessary to, well, achieve it. And if you can cheat or assist your way to the point of achieving the achievement, well, then the cheat or the assist is the minimum effort necessary to achieve it. That kind of like devalues a significant portion of your entire game. And now you could make an argument that achievements don't matter, and generally I agree with that argument. But the flip side of that argument is that clearly they matter, otherwise developers wouldn't include them. I mean, developers are cranky individuals with less time and even less money on their hands than they would ever want. And if achievements didn't matter to them, they simply wouldn't waste the time on creating them. So obviously achievements matter in some regard, otherwise they wouldn't be included. So it's a very strange argument. And I mean, yes, achievements cause problems, but games cause problems by themselves. There are a number of games that a number of people simply will never be able to play, or will never be able to play well, or will never be able to beat, or will never be able to achieve all the achievements in. And that's fine. That is the unfortunate reality of, well, reality. I will never fly an F-16. I would not fit, and it would be really hard to ship the F-16 out to the shipyards, and there's no atmosphere. So there's multiple compounding problems there. But I'm not going to demand that the USAians build an F-16 that can accommodate me, can be shipped to the shipyard, and can not breathe atmosphere and still somehow magically operate. So it's just the way things work. And yeah, it sucks. Sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. Not all humies are born equal, and that is an unfortunate reality. I know that your governments are big on the notion of equality, but not all humies are equal, and not all humies are born equal, and that's okay, but going out of your way to break things in order to make them accessible is demeaning to basically everyone involved in the process, unfortunately. And yes, there is a distinct possibility you may strap warp nacelles to a B-52 at some point in the future. So maybe I chose the wrong airframe. I still wouldn't technically fit, but whatever. And yes, a great example of what I'm talking about, Strong Dreams Wait Here, is a short story by Kurt Vonnegut, I believe it was, amusingly enough, called Harrison Bergeron. And if you haven't read it, it will take all of maybe 5-10 minutes tops. It's very short and very to the point, and is somewhat notable thought on the topic. Now, this whole conversation was kicked off by a negative review left by someone. And, I mean, I kind of understand the negative review because, like I said, the assumption is the requirements necessary to achieve the achievements, and I really need to find a different word for the verb, are that the achievement is telling you the truth. You have to accomplish this to get this stupid little badge. But when there is a cheat that simplifies or removes this part of the equation, then anyone who didn't cheat is going to feel, well, cheated, amusingly enough. So I can totally understand why humans would be upset about that. I would be upset about that if I put great credence on the value of achievements, which I generally don't. But anyways, fun thoughts for your live stream. What are we talking about? Achievements and whether or not cheating to achieve these achievements is an acceptable thing for a game developer to defend, even if he reframes the achievements as, quote, assists reframes the cheats as, quote, assists, end quote. Because apparently some people need assists. Bless their hearts. And on that cheerful note, we shall start our game. Apparently this game is getting a massive upgrade at the end of this lunar cycle. I've been holding on to this game for far longer than I care to admit, and I don't even remember how I came by it. But all that said, yes, some games have assists that are not cheats. That is true. But these apparent assists were significantly more than simply snap to aim. But anyways, Nebulous Fleet Command. It's warships in space. I mean, how can you go wrong, right? Did that ship run into a rock? That's funny. I particularly like the spectral dots around the exhaust plumes when they're active. If you notice them, makes me kind of wonder if there's something radiological about the exhaust plumes. Like the ye old photos about the, the cadmium rod drop, run away immediately. But anyways, I played the first tutorial just out of morbid curiosity and to make sure it would actually run on my system. But we can play it again, just for the sake of completeness. See? Completed. Right. Can I double click? I can. Okay, cool. All right. The ANS Small Beginnings and the ANS Dusty Tome. I'm already moderately annoyed because Both ships are apparently Rains-class frigates, but they have very, very different loadouts, which, depending on which country you are most familiar with, was either common or not at all common. Typically, those end up being separate flights, especially now that you have, what are you up to, Flight 4 on the Arleigh Burke class for the USAians. But the whole shape is at least close enough that sure, they're fine. Rainy-class frigates. Ah, were they former SWOs? Interesting. For those in the audience who do not know, SWOs are the USAians' way of saying surface warfare officer. As in the officers who are in charge of surface combatants, and now surface amphibians, since Big Navy is, has apparently finally come to their senses and realized that putting aviators in charge of flat decks that are not carriers was probably a bad idea. Sorry, Cobalt 60, not cadmium. My fault, yes. Now, I mean, I will point out that the flight or block concept that the USAians are currently employing has gotten massively abused, because getting a flight or a new flight or a new block through their Congress is massively easier than getting a new class through their Congress. So if you compare the very first Virginia class to the, I think they're up to Flight 4 now as well, the Flight 4 Virginia classes, they are nowhere near the same boats anymore. The Flight 4s are like a quarter or a third again longer and have dedicated VLS tubes much akin to bloody actual SSBNs now, and it's a whole monstrous difference between what they were and what they are now. And I firmly contend that they should have been broken out into their own separate class, but like I said, classes are harder to get through funding than simply new flights of the existing class that we're just going to make more of. Why do they cost half again more than they did? Prices have gone up. Not at all because they got bigger and more complicated, just prices have gone up. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. There are some differences, Von Shroom. There always are, just because different shipyards do different things, but we're talking some pretty massive changes.
I'm Lieutenant Hazel. I'll be guiding you through the trials to determine if you're cleared for operations. The brass has their eyes on you, so try not to embarrass me.
Not the brass.
Let's get you familiar with the view controls first. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the mouse to angle your view.
Hello, new ship.
Now use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. And most importantly, moving the view. Use W, A, S, and D to pan the view. E and C will raise and lower your view in the battle space, respectively.
Woo.
And that's it. Let's move on to the actual interface. We're going to select one of our ships now, so sit tight. You can select a ship either by clicking on its icon in the battle space, selecting it in the ship list, or pressing its corresponding number key indicated in the ship list.
You can feel the welding. Oh yeah, look at those edges. Those are pretty rough. Ow. These are spaceships, dude.
You've selected a ship. Now if you want to focus your view on the ship, you can use the F key. You can also do this by double tapping the ship's number key to both select and focus on the ship at the same time. When focused, your view will automatically track the selecting unit until you move the view.
And what's interesting is the differences between the subclasses are actually apparent externally. We've got a radar module, or whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, radar module there versus a launching system here. And there's the jammer there, and there's the secondary gun there, and their VLS systems as well. So the game actually displays the actual mechanics of the ship, which is kind of a nice touch. Very UNSC? Yeah, UNSC Halo genre ships, though. Long and gun-shaped-ish. Although I'm betting these are not spinal mounts. Those are probably retro thrusters. And their control thrusters are in funny little clusters. Alright. Heavily redundant, but locally heavily redundant. Okay.
This ship in particular is the Rains-class frigate. It's the most common warship in the fleets, with a generous balance of speed, agility, armoring, and some good room for a good mix of support modules and weapon systems.
Now, why is the bridge hanging out in space? No one knows.
You'll also see at the bottom of the screen a readout of the selected ship. This is the ship information bar, and it's a list of the status of modules, weapons, current orders, and the general posture of the warship.
You say 1, do you say 2? You do say 2. Yeah. Oh, no, you say 2 on here. Why are the sides numbered? And why are they wrong? No, they're right, sorry. Peso, port even, starboard odd. Port even, starboard odd. Why are they numbered, though? And why aren't the other surfaces serialized in some fashion?
This window is the damage control status board, and it'll be one of the most important items when in battle, as it shows the condition of all modules on the ship as a color gradient. Green means functional and undamaged, while red means heavy damage. A destroyed module or weapon is indicated in gray.
Stay away from missiles in early game? Alright, fair enough.
Damage control is a whole can of worms, so we won't be covering that for now. Let's move on.
Damage control is, in fact, a whole can of worms. Okay, it won't matter now. It doesn't matter for now. Okay, fine.
Next, the mount status display. This shows the status of all external mounts on the hull, which could be weapons, defense systems, or utilities.
Danger area. Do not enter. For anybody wandering around on the outside who doesn't know where the guns are. I mean, it seems like a whole lot more than just around the emitter would be the danger area.
Currently, all of our mounts show green with a black slash, indicating they're operational but idle. If you're ever confused at what a color or a symbol means, you can hover over the color status icon with your mouse to see what's going on. Lastly, we have the posture controls. These define how the ship will operate. From here, you can control maneuvers, which sensor systems are enabled, and toggle specific defensive systems.
Game tip: try to avoid being damaged. Stop shooting holes in my ship!
Right now I've disabled most of these so we don't toggle something by mistake, but we'll go over these
No
systems
trust.
later. So you know how the interface works, but what about issuing an order to a ship? The ANS Small Beginnings is reporting that their drives are online, so we'll get that frigate into a nearby position.
Both of their drives seem online.
Select the ANS Small Beginnings and open the Action menu by right-clicking anywhere in the battle space. On the left side of the menu, select the Move or Movement submenu to see all available movement commands.
Orbit, position, heading, course.
The POS or Position command will order the warship to move to a position and hold there. Select position and move the Small Beginnings within 500 meters of Waypoint Atlas.
All stuff. Alright. Clear hold heading, clear roll ship. So you can clear individual things. Interesting. Alright. So we go way the fuck out there. Where the fuck is only like 2 kilometers away.
This is the dial widget, and it will allow you to accurately select position on the plane the ship is currently on by moving the cursor. You can left-click to confirm an order, or right-click to cancel. To change the elevation, hold left control and move your cursor up or down.
Yeah, we missed a little.
You can also issue waypoints by holding left shift and marking a path. The order will only be confirmed when left shift is released and you click again. Don't forget, if you need to get a better view, you can still hold the left mouse button to angle your view even while the dial is open. When you're ready, lay in a course for the Small Beginnings to position itself near Waypoint Atlas.
Those little attitude control thrusters are just putting in the work, aren't they? Their helmsman is like... Can't quite get it dead on. Oh, nope, never mind. I will say that the UI looks very much nothing like what your, well, not quite modern warships use. It looks a little like what your DDGs use, but still not quite. But it shouldn't be an exact one-to-one copy when you get right down to it. That'd be silly.
In the future, you can also use the M key as a shortcut to issue Move to Position orders.
Alright, what are you going to do when you break? You're not going to do a flip and burn, are you? A little late for that. Especially since you've been thrusting the entire way here. Ah, retros, okay. but not nearly half as long as, not nearly the same distance that you've been thrusting here. Okay, so we're playing a little fast and loose with inertia. That's fine. If we had to do full half and half burns, the game would be very, very different.
Now let's talk formations. Because only one ship can be commanded at a time, formations are crucial for grouping your forces and keeping management simple.
Hello.
The ANS Dusty Tome is reporting they're ready for orders, so we'll have them fall in with the small beginnings. Select the Dusty Tome and open the action menu. The formation command can be found under the Move submenu and is issued with the FRM or formation button.
It's a very firm ship.
You can also use the keyboard shortcut left shift plus F key.
And it might curse a lot too.
We first have to designate a ship as the guide ship. This ship will be the actual leader for the formation, and all warships following the guide ship will try to copy their current orders. Select the ANS small beginnings to mark it as the guide.
Boop.
Next, you'll need to designate a position for the Dusty Tome to take up in formation. The dial functions exactly like the movement command, but it's relative to the guide ship. Pick a position for the Dusty Tome to keep station on.
Sure.
Warming up.
The Dusty Tome will move into formation, and they'll try to follow the guide ship as best they can.
Move your ass! Come on. I mean, the retros might be as strong as the primaries, but, I mean, they're actually the same. Well, no, they're not quite the same size. So, they might not be as strong as the primaries, but still, the ships are burning the entire way to their destination, and then retroing very briefly at the end. So, slight inertia hiccup, but nothing major. It's more of a nod than a lot of games provide. How about that?
If the guide ship is moving when the ship is ordered to form up with it, the guide will automatically slow down to allow the other ship to catch up.
That's very polite of it.
You can have as many ships as you want in a formation, but keep in mind that there are drawbacks to having a lot of closely packed ships beyond white-knuckled helmsmen. Spacing is key, and sometimes you need to split up. Ships near each other create a larger radar return, making stealth and evasion more difficult and allowing the enemy to detect you at a longer range. But we won't go over sensor coverage just yet.
I mean, that's kind of true and kind of not, but probably massively simplified for gameplay purposes. Fair enough.
You can see the structure of your fleet and its formations in the ship list, which dynamically updates to show which ships are in formation with each other.
And they're just fast frigates despite the fact that they have VLS systems on them. They should be FFGs, but they're FFs. There we go. I really wonder how the phased arrays work, though, since they only emit, like, Sputnik antenna. That's kind of funny.
Orders can be issued to your entire formation at once by opening the action menu in formation mode. This can be done by using left shift plus right click with any ship in the formation selected.
Boop. Formation
The
do
action
things.
menu will indicate it's in formation mode by displaying the number of ships the order will be delivered to. For formation mode, don't worry about which ship you have selected, as the order will be delivered to all of them. Easier that way. Movement orders are a special case, as they will always be routed to the guide ship, and the whole formation will follow them. Now let's get the whole formation moving in a direction.
Woo.
The Drive Course command, found on the Move submenu as the CRS or Course button, will order a ship or formation to travel in a certain direction indefinitely. Select the Drive Course command now. Do not issue the order just yet.
Boo.
When it comes to picking directions in space, you'll use the Sphere widget. It's similar to the Dial widget from before, but allows for choosing directions more uniformly. It can be a little tricky at first, so take your time and get a feel for it. Moving your mouse cursor around will position the target on the surface of the sphere. By holding left control, you will log the direction and be able to change the radius. This is useful for weapons, as you'll see in a later lesson, but for choosing a course, we really only care about direction. Know that the cursor will remain on one side of the sphere, even if you pan the view. The initial side is determined by where your mouse was relative to the ship when you first opened the widget.
Go.
If you need to switch the side, hold left control and draw the radius back through the center until it's on the opposite side.
There we go.
Get some practice moving the cursor around now, as selecting a direction or position in 3D space can be very disorienting at first. When you're ready, issue the order to get the formation underway in the given direction.
Should have invoked the Spock line there. It's indicative of a two-dimensional thought process. And I mean, Harmony, you might be right, but I would point out that we are currently hanging out. Hold on, how do I want to drag camera? I am not dragging camera. Weird. All right. I would point out that we're hanging out right next to some very large rocks. And if the game doesn't penalize you sensor-wise for hanging out next to very large rocks like they penalize for being near your friendly ships, then they may have misunderstood some things. Anyways, we're going to go this way.
The formation will now drive the course until told to do otherwise. Careful not to lose attention and let them get too far. We've had an incident in the past, and I'm not going to fill out more paperwork. Lastly, let's break the Dusty Tome back off from the formation.
Bye, Dusty Tome.
To do so, all you need to do is select the ship and issue a standard movement order to it. That will override its order to keep in formation.
Why is your sphere so fucking huge? There we go. Much better. Let's go that way. Just don't run into the rock, okay? Did you break off? You're breaking off. Okay, cool. And yes, Strong Dreams, you're basically right. Thermal should pretty much rule this game, with radar being used for terminal targeting, but we'll see how it turns out. Especially since I don't see any, heat sinks or anything on these. I do see massive phased arrays, though.
Well, congratulations! That completes your first lesson in maneuvering ships in the battle space. We'll cover more advanced topics like weapons employment and tactical view in the next lesson. I'll see you back at the Academy.
I like little heat trails, though. They're kind of cute. Do the speckling? Yeah, the speckling still happens. Probably not radiological, though. Oh, so rocks don't penalize you for hanging out near them. They actually provide you shadows. Okay, so yeah, that's a little cheaty. Putting your ships next to each other shouldn't cause any more problems than putting your ship next to a very large rock. Especially since a lot of the rocks in your solar system are, well, heavily metallic. They only require a crew of 58 and 66. Damn, all right. Why does that one require more crew? Because it has 2 guns? They both claim they have 2 guns. Wait. I thought one had only 1 gun. Now I'm confused. Or was it 2 missile bays? Must have been 2 missile bays. Okay. So the one with fewer missile bays requires more people. Weird. I'm learning how some 2-dimensional SWOs apparently decided we should fly ships, Vochal. So I'm guessing engine, gun, maneuvering, thrusters, there and there, engineering, power plant, bridge, sensors, yeah, sensors, because there's a mirror there. Crew quarters have to be in here somewhere. Or maybe bridge and these 2 are sensors. I wonder what that one is. If a 4-mile wide metallic rock took out Greece. Well, you can always ask one of your various not AIs what kind of force impact that would have in terms of megatons, and then run that through Nuke Map and determine what kind of damage a nuclear weapon would cause of equivalent megatonnage. So that might help. Nuke Map is a wonderful site, by the way. You can drop nukes on all kinds of places. In Minecraft, or whatever the phrase is, yes? Alright. Weapons! Now we get to shoot shit! Maybe we get to shoot shit. Again with the small beginnings and dusty tones. From the interface, weapons control is as simple as point and click. Well, maybe not that simple, but it's easier than having to run a command down the line. Academy Command has authorized you for basic weapons trial, so we'll be going over targeting, gunnery, and basic missile usage. Have fun. I mean, it's guns. How can you not have fun? I thought I clicked the start button. I did. Okay.
Now comes my favorite part. Weapons and how to use them.
Guns.
Don't worry about that red contact over in the distance. It's a decommissioned frigate that's been tugged out here for target practice.
Woo! Scuttling.
Before we get to weapons, we need to learn about the tactical view.
Or sync-Xing,
You can switch
sorry.
between tactical and normal views by pressing spacebar.
Oh, hi. Okay. What are we centered on? An arbitrary point. I like that it has bearings, although I don't really know why it has bearings. Alright. I'm guessing the blue sphere is my sensor diameter. Okay. Interesting. Not quite a Dratus, but I can get used to it. Oh, that's slick, though. How it projects the location of the target onto your current plane, accounting for the curve. That's nice. I like that. All right. So that guy is not actually on the other side of the rock. I thought he was for... Oop, oh, wow. Oh, I can move in real space in the tactical, but I can't see him. Oh, interesting. Can I select him? Okay. Can I focus on him? Yes. I'm guessing the sparkling means we think he's there, but we're not sure. Interesting. Okay. Hi, guys.
Receiving.
Whoop! Bearings are generated in relation to the quasars of the galaxy, galactic equivalents of GPS. I mean, maybe? Although now the location has changed. Interesting. Withdraw line. Okay, so stay inside the box, or in this case, circle. I think the bearings may be relative to where I put the bloody... Well, no.
At the ready, Commander.
I'm not sure where the bearings are relative to.
Orders. Go ahead, Command.
Interesting. All right. I did that.
The view controls here are the same as before, but you can zoom out much further and get a better idea of the situation in the battle space.
Yeah, no joke.
Take a moment to look around now.
We just did that. Hush.
The tactical view provides you with a lot of information that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. It's your primary way of knowing what's happening around you. You'll be using it a lot.
I mean, most of your warships on your planet pretty much live in this view. They obviously they have a bridge with windows that makes visual context much easier to manage. But their repeater consoles, there are many repeater consoles up on the bridge, and the CIC has no windows. They live in this view basically 24/7, only, you know, flatter. Oh good, they have decoy missiles. Love it.
The range plane shows you both elevation of targets and their distance from a given point. When no ships are selected, it sits at the center of the battle space.
Oh, so it just arbitrarily chooses the middle part of the withdrawal line circle. Okay, I got it now.
Select the small beginnings now to see how the plane changes.
Yeah, I get it.
Standing by.
Take note that the range plane moved to center on that ship. It'll also track with it. All ranges will be indicated relative to your currently selected ship.
Okay. And that's in just plain kilometers, not thousands or anything. Alright. So combat happens very uncomfortably close. Wow, that's closer than most combat probably happens on your planet except against small boats. Okay, cool. Because, I mean, Aegis and all the rest of that was pretty much designed for over-the-horizon engagement, so you're looking at, you know, 10 to however far you want to be nautical miles. Obviously, with small boats, it's a little more complicated, but still.
Notice how the line from the enemy track to the range plane has a slight curve. This is because elevation and range are not directly related, so the contact's distance on the plane must be projected onto a sphere.
Yep. All right. Calling out the cool things I already called out. Fair enough.
This layout makes it easy to determine the range of a target by looking at the position in the plane relative to your selected ship's capabilities.
Yep. It's slick. I'll give it to him.
The dotted lines represent maximum ranges of your ship's systems. Red indicates offensive range, blue is sensor range, and defensive systems are green.
Apparently our guns reach a really damn long way. Like, the whole fucking map. All right, cool. How far even is that? 15.5 kilometers? Just 15 kilometers. Okay, fair enough. So we can shoot out to 15. We can detect out to 8-ish, 9-ish, somewhere in there. Cool. These ships are not manned by shipyard minions. That one's even scrap, so don't worry about him too much.
While there are common ship configurations found throughout the fleet, most ships have some unique capability. The ANS Small Beginnings is configured with 2 Mark 62 twin-barrel 120mm cannons and a 16-cell vertical missile launcher.
It's not bad. What is that in freedom units? 120, 5 by 30, that's millimeters, so it's a 4-inch gun. It's not great. It's not horrible. Hopefully it's saboed for higher velocity, but still, yeah. Oh, I hated those skipper torpedoes. That was annoying. That was an annoying mission. What the fuck that was. Well represented in the movie, though, amusingly enough. It's about 5? I thought 30 centimeters is a foot. I did the math wrong, didn't I? Oh, well. BVR is beyond visual range. 50 millimeters is 2 inches. Do the math on that. 4.5. Okay, fine. I'll meet you halfway. How about that?
I'm unlocking your weapon systems now, so let's put gunnery to the test with some tried and true naval fire.
Yeah, but I don't even know.
There are several ways to target weapons. The fastest and simplest is by shooting directly at the sensor track. To do this, right-click the red sensor track to bring up the action menu in track mode.
Oh, hi.
The action menu will indicate it is in track mode by displaying the targets and track number in the space.
Okay.
It will automatically open the weapons list if there are any weapons on the ship.
If there are any weapons on the ship.
The active targeting mode is shown at the top of the list.
Yep.
Right now we are in track mode, indicated by TRK. We'll talk about other modes later. Select the cannons from the weapon list and light up the target.
But I don't want to do that in EW view. That seems dumb. I want to see the stupid little gun shoot. And I don't even have visual confirmation on this idiot. Alright, light him the fuck up, I guess. We do have ammunition, though. Does the ship get faster as you dispense your ammunition? That'd be funny. The game is called Nebulous Fleet Command, Javier Online. And apparently it's getting a massive update at the end of this lunar cycle. So if this twitches your inner geek, you might want to look into it. Okay, 24 missiles, 1,400 rounds. All right.
Knock him out.
It is... Ah! It has recoil! Or no, is that deliberate?
Definitely seeing some hits there. Looking good.
They're bringing both guns online? Ah, they brought both guns online. No, not recoil. Just getting both guns on target. Fair enough. How can we tell we're hitting? Oh, explosions. Well, that would make it easier. Okay, so we can't see the target, but we can see our rounds hitting. Sometimes. Apparently my gunners need more practice than I do. Damn. Splat. There we go. Okay.
Receiving.
If the guns can't hit a target, the ship will automatically roll itself to get currently active weapon on angle on the target. This is called unmasking.
Although why the thrusters are still on, I'm not entirely sure about, but that's fine.
Right now you'll notice that our fire is pretty inaccurate.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is because our targeting solution isn't using a fire control lock. The red dot jumping around near the track shows where our sensors think the target is.
Ah. Maybe I should tell them to stop
Standing
shooting?
by.
Let's improve our targeting accuracy by locking the target with our bullseye fire control radar,
Yeah,
located on the top of the ship.
Let's all stop shooting, shall we? Crap. I already forgot to do that. Ah!
Ready.
What do I do to access freaking combat mode again? Weapon. There we go. How do I turn you off? Cancel. Nope. Seriously, how do I turn it off? Huh. Alright. Well. Bullseye
To do
radar it
this,
is.
right-click the track and select the LCK, or lock, at the top of the action menu. You can also use the X key keyboard shortcut.
Attempting lock on.
Lock that bad boy! Okay, that's a much higher megaton yield than I think that nuke map can actually handle, so maybe that won't work. Sorry.
Notice the new icon on the target. This indicates that the target is locked on and is providing much better accuracy and increased update rate on the target.
Okay, now we're hitting. Somewhat reliably.
Remember, not all ships have fire control radar, and you'll only be able to get a lock with ships that have them equipped.
Why don't all ships have fire control radar? It seems like a dumb design defect.
Right now we are shooting armor-piercing, AP, shells at the target.
Woo!
Armor-piercing is effective on armor plating, but will only deal damage to internal components directly in the shell's path once it punctures the hull.
Yeah, it goes clean through the target. That's how
Well,
that
any
works.
damage is a good thing. We
Yes.
can deal even more damage by switching the shell type to high explosive, dealing damage to a
Yeah.
wide area in the target's internals.
Okay.
We use high explosive, HE shells, against targets of appropriate size or smaller,
What's
or larger
appropriate
targets
size?
with heavy armor damage. HE shells cause much less damage to armor, but penetration will explode inside and do damage to all nearby components and personnel. To switch to HE shells, first open the action menu in track mode by right-clicking the track.
I'm right-clicking the track. I'm literally right-clicking the track. That's weird. Okay, maybe you have to have the ship selected.
Ready.
In the weapons list,
There we
next to the cannons entry, click on the ammunition icon to open the ammunition list. Click the 120mm HE shell option to select it. The ammo switch is now pending and will only be executed if a new fire order is given. To begin firing the new ammo type, click the weapon group to confirm the ammunition change.
We'll get it done.
Now we'll select the small beginnings and watch what it's up to.
The little gun barrels are getting warm. It's kind of funny. And the shells are green now instead of yellow. Looks like, yeah. I'm shooting green pews instead of yellow pews. Dink, dink.
Ready.
The mounts display shows the ship's cannons are firing and cycling. When the yellow bar is filled, the cannon will fire again. We can also see that the fire controls radar is solid green, indicating it's active and it has an active lock-on. Here's the active orders list, showing an icon for each order the ship is currently executing. Right now we have an order to fire our guns and an order to lock the target.
That kind of makes sense. Are they sequential? I guess it's just all orders active right now. Okay.
Have the small beginnings hold fire and break their lock-on by right-clicking on the order icons to cancel them.
Ah, that's how you make it stop shooting. Dunk. Alright.
And that's the basics of gunnery. The key thing is to know what ammunition to use, especially as your target takes more damage to warrant the big stuff. But what if you don't have a
Big
sensor
stuff.
track?
Big stuff.
Take a look at your ship's hulls, and you'll notice the 4 white octagons on the sides. These are radar panels, and provide
don't say.
coverage for their respective sector of space. There's also a central control module inside the ship, which track what these panels see.
So, Aegis. Got it. Cool. Or sorry, Spy 1, or I guess they're up to Spy 6 now, technically. But yes. Well, I mean, that's just historical nautical combat, Von Shroom, crossing the T and all the rest of that good fun stuff. Because crossing the T in this universe wouldn't technically work right, but if you come up underneath someone, for example, they'll only have one turret available to smack you. So, yeah.
When panels are damaged or destroyed, you'll lose coverage in that area. Similarly, if the radar controller is destroyed, you'll lose all coverage in all directions. Obviously, fighting blind is not a good thing.
No visual confirmation, no thermal? Alright.
But that won't put you out of the fight just yet. Direct fire weapons like cannons can fall back on visual targeting, where the crew will provide targeting data to your guns using onboard optics. Some weapons like missiles can't do this, however.
What? I can't just send out a missile and say go find the target? How dumb are they? Your average Mark 48 torpedo can do that right now. I don't have a good lock, but there's something out there. Go find it. Okie dokie.
I've ordered your crew to disable the radar. Take a moment and observe what happens. You don't want the first time you're operating without radar to be the real deal.
25 dB improvement on the Spy 6? Holy fuck. Given that the decibel scale is logarithmic, that's yeah, that's a lot. These missiles do not know where they are. You've ordered the crew to disable radar.
With sensors disabled, you will now see visual contacts when you have one of your ships selected, and nothing when no ship is selected. Visual contacts are only useful to the ship that actually sees the target, unlike the sensor track, which was shared across all ships.
Receiving. Ready.
So now we're just guessing. Last known location. Got it.
If you don't see anything, you'll need to move within visual range, about 3,200 meters. I've created a marker in the general area for your reference. That won't happen in actual battle.
Also, why can't my ships communicate with each other and tell each other where they saw things? I mean, come on. Yeah, don't drive into the rock. Let's not do that.
On it.
I mean, even Link... What Link was it? Link 4? Link 16 is a current standard. Link 12 was one before that. And I think Link 4 was things that, like, frigates on your planet used to have. Even that level of link allowed simple data transmission between ships when they simply marked something on their radar repeaters. Didn't even have to be a good return. You could just place a marker on your radar repeater, and it would actually share that information with other ships in your link connection. Oop. There he is. Hello. Well, you got shot to shit, didn't you? But I guess he was nose onto us. And leaking atmosphere, damn. Alright. Fair enough. Mr. Small Beginnings. You're gonna drive right past him. It's fine.
You can fire on visual contacts the same way you did with the sensor tracks. Use visual targeting to fire at the target.
Nope. Wrong click.
Ready. We'll get it done.
I guess I should tell you to, like, move somewhere more logical, shouldn't I?
In a situation like this, you can imagine things are not going too well for you, but
Yeah,
you'll
okay.
at least still be a threat, so don't feel too cut up if your sensors go dark.
Meanwhile, the crew in the Shaky Beginnings is trying to figure out how to get the reactor back online and tell it to stop shooting at them. Accurate. Ooh, sparks. Nice. And we've still got the wandering targeting indicator. Fair enough.
Now missiles. The ships in this fleet carry two variants of the SGM-2 series anti-ship cruise missiles, the Thunderhead and the Hurricane.
Okay.
The Hurricane is a command-guided missile, which means it is guided to the target by a launching ship. If it misses the target, it will come back around and try again until it runs out of fuel, is shot down, or finally hits the target.
Okay, so we have to have an active radar on the launcher or some ship in the fleet for us to drive it in. Fair enough.
Command missiles are very difficult to avoid. The only way to defeat them without destroying the missile itself is by destroying the launching ship or jamming its sensors or communication.
Makes sense.
Shoot the archer, as we say.
As we say.
The downside is that the Hurricane must be shot at a sensor track. If you lose a track, the Hurricane will be useless.
Okay. And did y'all notice the creaking noises as the ship took more and more damage? I thought that was a nice touch, too.
Let's launch 3 Hurricane missiles at the target. Start by opening the action menu in track mode on the target.
Okay. Don't I need sensors back online? I can't select track. What do you want me to do?
Got you 5x5.
Now
There we
select
go.
the SGM-225 Hurricane with the weapons list. This will queue up a single missile shot at the target and leave you with an active track selection widget.
Ah,
Multiple missiles can be fired with a single order using the left Alt key. Hold the left Alt key and click on the target to add 1 more missile per click. The number of queued missiles is shown next to your mouse cursor. To issue the order, you can either click the left mouse button with the left Alt key released, or you can press the Enter key. Once you've issued a launch order, you'll notice the Mount Status display will show the number of missiles that are being spun up for a launch.
how long does that take? Because, what are they called? Oh, the USA's anti-ship missile takes a good long second or two to spin up. Harpoons, there we go, yeah. Harpoons take a noticeable amount of time to spin up.
Firing a missile.
Yeah, well, okay, takes a
It
second
takes
too.
time between when the target is selected and when the missile actually leaves the ship. This warm-up time is when the weapons control system brings the missile online, checks it for errors, establishes a reference frame for the IMU, uploads the target package, and more.
Wow, alright.
Programming time varies by missile type, with more complicated missiles taking more time. The number of missiles that can be warmed up and programmed at the same time is referred to the ship's maximum salvo size, and it varies from ship to ship based on its configuration. These 2 frigates each have 4 channels, so 4 missiles can be fired at a time.
Ouchie. There are now spicy parts of the ship.
Missiles are one of your most limited and precious resources, second only to the ships themselves. They are extremely powerful, but extremely scarce. You'll need to know when to use them, as it can't be replenished under normal circumstances outside of a port.
Normal circumstances, alright. Fucking bonk. I mean, the funny thing is, depending on the communication system between the missile and the ship, you could totally just go ahead and toss it out in the direction of the enemy and upload information as it flies, basically. Again, to loop back to the Mark 48s, which are still a horrible example just because of how fucking intelligent they are. This is not the preferred way of dealing with prosecuting targets for submarines. But Mark 48s are generally wire-guided. They maintain a very slender wire back to their host ship to allow updates through their, course of life. That's not to say they're actively wire-guided. It's just that they maintain a connection back to their host ship. So yeah, you can pop it out, and it can go out and start figuring out problems on its own. And then when you have more information to tell it, you're like, boop, hey, guess what? We know more. And that thing's like, hey, cool. And off it goes. The U.S. wants to slap harpoons on the AC-130J. I love it. Turning the Smokey into a ship hunter. It's not really a role that Smokey the Dragon is really particularly well suited for, given that most ships that you would use a harpoon on would have anti-air warfare capability. But sure, let's do that. It is kind of like a toe in that a dog is like a rock. Yes.
A frigate like the Rains will be crippled by only 2 or 3 missile hits,
Is it
but in a
crippled?
real fight, it will often take more than that to penetrate an enemy's point defense, which are a serious threat to hurricanes as they tend to fly in a direct path.
Well, yeah, they're just guided straight in. Well, I mean, the harpoon on the I would point out that the Viking is, well, still a fat fucking tub, but still faster than the AC-130 was.
The ANS Dusty Tome is carrying a different missile loadout. Select the ship now so we can take a look at it.
So why couldn't I fire... Targeting mode disabled. Okay, so how do I turn targeting mode back on? Because she turned that off herself.
Fire control locking on.
Nope, tracking is still disabled. That's weird. Weird quirk in the tutorial there.
Center
Alright,
traffic.
fine.
This frigate is carrying Thunderheads, an active radar-guided missile, which
Ooh.
means it carries its own method for finding targets,
Yep.
allowing it to seek targets by itself.
Those are scary. So this is not entirely disjoint from how a lot of missiles on your planet work right now. There are actively guided missiles, there are passively guided missiles, and there are thermally guided missiles. And those are pretty much the 3 big contenders in the missile category. Thermal are like your sidewinders. They find the hot thing and go after it. Now, sidewinders have had a number of iterations. They used to love the big hot thing in your sky, much to their detriment. They don't do that nearly as much anymore. But basically, you find a good, nice engine nearby and you toss a sidewinder at it and you're good to go. Passive guided missiles are like what we just threw at this poor idiot, where the ship that fires them emits a very strong, very localized, very direct radar beam at the target, and the missile basically follows that beam all the way down. That's passive. It's passively receiving whatever its host vessel beams at the target. Active missiles are the terrifying ones, because they're fire and forget. Your host vehicle just dumps them and says, hey, there's probably a target in this direction. And the missile's like, cool, let me go find it. And it does.
It can be targeted in the same way as the Hurricane missiles, but once it has left the tube, it's entirely autonomous. When it reaches the end of its path, it will activate its onboard seeker and begin searching for a target.
It reaches the end of its path. I got passive and semi-active mixed up. I apologize. Thermal is passive, semi-active is your host ship does the beaming, and fully active is the missile does the beaming. There we go. The interesting thing about active versus semi-active is that semi-active gives away your ship's location, because your ship is constantly hammering this ship with all the radar to provide good targeting information for your little semi-active fucker coming down this direction. Fully active, you can lob that missile out this direction, and as long as you tell it that the target is this way, you can be way the fuck over there by the time that it goes active and starts hunting. And HB Aga, that actually was a very serious problem for the original homing torpedoes, specifically for the USAians, sadly. Probably also for the Soviets. They just never publicized their failures quite as much. But there is at least one notable incident in the USAian history where the torpedo went out to find a target, failed, and decided its host vehicle was a better target. Which is one of the reasons why a lot of their torpedoes are still wire-guided. Because if all else fails, you can just turn the damn thing off. Okay, anyways, when it reaches the end of the path, it will activate its onboard seeker and begin searching for a target. Does that seeker How dimensional is that seeker?
The greatest benefit of active missiles is that they can be sent on complex waypoint paths,
waypoint
allowing for
paths.
multi-angle strikes and even hitting targets behind asteroids. But we'll cover that when you get to your advanced missile trials.
Oh, I know that Sidewinder is much more complicated than see hot thing, find hot thing at Tiger Claw. It's just the easy way of explaining it. And mostly because the Chase Large Daystar story is funny. Because, I mean, they really should have seen that coming, and they didn't.
For now, let's just fire 3 Thunderhead missiles at the target, as we did before with the Hurricanes.
Alright, we gotta send 3 at this idiot, huh? Weapon, Thunderhead, active radar. And we do... Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh, interesting. So I can't specifically target the ship, and it gives me a cone. So it's not 360-degree searching. Okay. Visualizing the cone in 3 dimensions is going to be challenging, isn't it? Especially since I can't zoom out any further. Interesting problem. So I guess if I cancel out of this, go back to this guy, and then try targeting this way. I hope I can pause this game while I'm playing it, otherwise I'm just going to get destroyed. Oh, now I can do it. Wait, did I select the right one? Yeah, Thunderheads. Weird.
Firing a missile.
As easy as it is to use active radar missiles, there are some downsides to their operation.
There they go.
The first is that the missile must find a target within the cone of its seeker in order to track and kill it.
Yep.
This makes evasive maneuvers such as course changes an easy way to defeat active missiles fired at long range, especially against fast-moving targets.
Yep.
The second shortcoming is that active seekers are easy to decoy with chaff and other countermeasures, meaning more missiles need to be used in order to score a hit, as active missile radars are particularly sensitive to jamming and decoys.
So that's how they're balancing the missile systems. One's easy to shoot down, one's easy to decoy. Alright, fair enough.
But that should do it for your weapons trial. I'll have Fleet Logistics retrieve the dummy ship, and I recommend looking into all the weapons when you get your chance. I'll see you at the Academy.
Wait, it was supposed to survive? The fuck did you guys armor that thing with? Wait, put the missile out the stern of the cargo aircraft has been upgraded that it can now be carried on the C-130, the C-17, and the C-5, maybe? Holy fucking hell. Fucking USAs, I swear to fuck. For those who don't know, I think it started on the C-130, I think, or the C-17, I don't remember. Anyways, there was a system built for one of these smaller cargo aircraft that the USAians have that was basically a revolver cylinder of missiles. Very large, very long-range missiles. And it would literally poot the bottom missile out the stern, which was obviously open, of the cargo aircraft, and the missile would unfold its wings, drop below the cargo aircraft, and take the fuck off. And it could unload like 8 missiles in 30 seconds or something ridiculous like that. It was an absolutely obscene and insane design. And now it's gonna be a 45, for fuck's sake. Y'all have successfully weaponized cargo aircraft in more terrifying ways than Puff the fucking Magic Dragon. What the hell? I mean, obviously they're not going into contested airspace, but still. Alright, before damage control, which is a whole can of worms, we're going to take a short break. I'll be right back after these messages. And we're back. They're pallet loaded. Do they dump the cylinders as they unload them? I mean, how would you get 45 rounds at 6 per thing unless you didn't dump them? I mean, or 9, I guess. So 9 times 5. So they do dump them. Oh my god! So the USAians have built an entire disposable weapon system that is meant to launch missiles out the stern of a cargo aircraft. Let's take everything we learned from VLS systems on warships, toss it all out the back of the plane, and call it good. Sure, why not? Oh my goodness gracious. Damage control might seem to be a little below your pay grade. It never is. Everyone has a job in damage control. But trust me when I say that is one of the most important trials you'll go through, especially when it actually comes to combat. I've asked Parker to get her teams together, so they'll be on station to go through simulations and practice. I'll be with you in person again.
Alright, ready for something really nerve-wracking? For as long as you're out here in space, it's inevitable that you're going to take a few hits over the course of your career.
Yep.
In reality, the odds of us coming out unscathed of an engagement are exceedingly low.
Yep.
If you want to stay fit and combat effective, you're going to need to learn how to repair damage. Let's begin. To start, select the A and S Small Beginnings.
Oh,
I've had my boys set up some simulated scenarios for us to cover.
lovely.
Just stay cool. You'll start seeing some damage come up. For the purpose of this training exercise, I've just simulated damage in 3 of the Small Beginnings subsystems. Mount 1, the main radar controller, and the Combat Information Center.
That seems bad. So we have command disabled, module 3, compartment 1, basic CIC. Fire count. Oh, lovely. Wait, why is mount 1 not showing up? Weird.
In the ship list, you'll notice a number of new icons have appeared.
Hey, you don't say. Basic CIC, frontline radar, fire, okay.
The orange number indicates the number of damaged components with active debuffs, which affects the performance of those damaged components.
Oh, and the missile can be nuclear capable, because of course it can be. Are they going to put Marines on the cargo aircraft? They used to put Marines on carriers when they were nuclear capable, just to protect the nuclear missiles and bombs and so forth and so on, which is a whole separate interesting story about Marines and Marine things. Be funny if they put them on the cargo aircraft just for protecting the missiles.
If there's a fire, it will be indicated here.
Vent it!
Obviously, a fire in an enclosed space is a serious threat to ship survival. It'll slowly damage the ship over time, and it'll also slow down the working speed of damage control teams. This red number indicates the components have been damaged to the point where they are no longer functional. This also includes components which have been completely destroyed.
Lovely.
The red chevrons indicate the ship's command system are not operational, meaning they are no longer receiving any orders. Open the action menu to see what it looks like.
I can't drive! Not receiving.
The text of the center of the action menu will display "Not Receiving" when a ship can't receive orders. This is because the CIC, or Combat Information Center, has taken critical damage. You may have warships with backup command systems that allow maneuvering orders to be carried out while the CIC is disabled. This allows you to get your ship to safety and effect repairs. However, this ship isn't fitted with that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Going back to the ship's status display, we can see the damaged components and their locations.
It's weird that it doesn't tell me what the components are. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I can click on it. Radar gun, mark cannon. Okay, cool.
By clicking on the status display, we can open the damage control board. Do so now.
What else if I didn't know I could do that? Oh, each individual thruster can be... No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I get it now. Alright. Oh, that's the magazine. The magazine is right over CIC. I guess that doesn't make a lot of not sense. I mean, I guess if the magazine goes, you're out of the fight anyways, and if CIC goes, you're out of the fight anyways too, so sure. Oh boy.
The damage control board will show all of the components installed on the ship and their current status. You can use the filter buttons at the top to suppress things that you don't want to see.
Connection restored.
Other. CR10 antenna. The fuck is an antenna? Well, I don't know what an antenna is, but I'm just curious what it does. So that's the DC locker right there, and the MSL missile programming bus. But the VLS is way... Alright, fine.
Your damage control officer will automatically prioritize repairs based on how important a component is. For example, your reactor and CIC are going to be priority 1, as they're critical to the operation of the ship.
They didn't fix it. They just went and did other shit. What?
If you have your own priorities, you can click on one of the items on the board to prioritize it manually. Prioritized items are highlighted in blue. Keep in mind that changing priorities frequently can cause teams to move around a lot, which wastes valuable time that could be used for repairs.
But you guys didn't fix my... Or did I click on that? Okay.
Damage control teams are stationed in a DC locker and will move from there when damage is taken. It'll take time for repairs to start, as the teams need to get themselves and their tools to the casualty.
We are playing Nebulous Fleet Command. And yes, apparently they just float around inside since they just went straight there. I guess corridors are kind of just like a simplification. That's still at 77%, so I guess I should send somebody back here, please.
You can see the progress of the damage control teams by the gauge filling up on their token. Hazards like fires are their first priority, before they'll begin repairing actual damage, as these can deal damage over time.
I want someone to go fix my fucking CIC. What the fuck?
The important thing to remember is that once a component has taken damage below 90%, it can never be fully repaired back to 100%.
Oh, interesting.
Maximum repair is 10% more than the lowest integrity level the component had at the time of repairs.
10% more than the lowest, so they can only add 10% to the number. That's a really weird way of phrasing that, but okay, they can only add 10% to the number of damage it received. Or its current condition. Yes, fine. Okay. Go to the thing!
We'll let your teams work before we continue.
I guess maybe
Let's
they did
do
all they
two
could.
more drills. The first is a component restoration exercise.
I guess if it went down to 5, they can't do any more. Fair enough.
The CIC is now destroyed,
Yeah.
with the integrity
Oh,
at
well,
0%. Repair teams won't begin repairs to get it operational again, without you explicitly telling them to do so.
Huh, okay.
You'll need to get it repaired. In the damage control board, find the CIC and use left shift plus left click to order your repair teams to start working on it. Once it's repaired, the ship will be able to receive orders again.
Emergency reactor shutdown. Oh, damn. And evac. Oh, it cannot be countermanded. Ooh, don't press that button.
This must be done manually, because restoring a component is a time and equipment intensive process. The equipment to do so is stored in the DC locker, and each locker only holds enough materials for 1 or 2 restorations.
1 in this case. Alright.
Although the CIC is disabled and this ship can't receive orders to move or fire, you You will always be able to prioritize damage control to attempt repairs.
That's because there's some little damage control central hiding somewhere in the ship that you don't know about.
But this means that your repair teams are extremely vulnerable. They're moving into parts of the ship that are actively taking enemy fire and could very well be killed. If all the personnel on a team are killed in action, you'll lose the team completely.
Ouch.
If you run out of repair teams, you won't be able to repair at all. You
Ouch.
can't replenish teams outside of a port, so keep that in mind. We'll wait for your teams to finish their work, then we'll continue.
Control reestablished.
There we go. Okay, so 15 is the minimum level.
Now that the
Fair enough.
CIC is restored, the Small Beginnings is ready to receive orders again. After the teams reboot all of the computers, that is.
Turn it all off and turn it all back on again.
Lastly, we'll do something a little dangerous,
Oh,
a
good.
catastrophic scenario. Most component damage is localized and will only affect the part of the ship where the damage was received. On the other hand, catastrophic scenarios are situations which, left unchecked, will eventually take the whole ship down.
Like this big thing. Yeah.
These situations include reactor overloads, magazine explosions, and fuel line fires. Just to name
Fuel
a few.
line fires. Lovely.
Your repair teams will automatically move to prevent catastrophic damage, so there's not much you can do except watch. Just get a feel for what it will look like.
Reactor overload. I can shut it down. Oh good, there's a countdown.
Your damage control officer will always prioritize repairs for a situation like this. The ship's survival always comes first.
Makes sense. I'm surprised we have a dedicated damage control officer on a ship with a crew of like 58. I mean, I guess he's wearing multiple hats.
Notice the flashing warning icon in the ship's list.
Yeah, I see
Below
that.
the icon is an estimated countdown before the situation gets out of control. If
That's
you don't
bad.
know what's wrong, you can hover over the warning icon to see a tooltip.
Can I? I cannot.
What are our orders, Commander?
Weird. Wait.
Out of all the catastrophic damage you might see, reactor overloads are the most deadly. Your teams know how to work with a damaged reactor, but fires and other hazards can make it a nearly impossible task to complete. Should the reactor go critical, you'll see a reactor bloom with a blast radius of about 1.5 kilometers.
1.5.
Standard doctrine states to move all of the friendly warships out of the danger radius of the ship with an impending reactor overload. Be
seems
careful around
reasonable.
enemy wrecks as well. Your weapons could have damaged the reactor housings, and you'll get little to no warning before they go off.
Don't go near dead ships. Got it.
Commander, that's it for your damage control trials. Just keep an eye on your teams and be smart about their movements, and you'll come out just fine. Remember, the ship's survival always comes first.
As compared to what? I mean, all right. Stepping through this slowly. Sensors and electronic warfare. Here we go. Final battle problem. Oh boy. Still with the same guys. I don't want to waste your time. E-War, mostly just called EW, is not simple, and neither is sensors. There's so many intricate little details when it comes to intelligence and radar, but thankfully you have me as your instructor. And yes, I know crew comes second, but I have no actual control over my crew aside from sending damage control teams into shitty situations. So, I mean, I don't know what the alternative is in the game. My options are to save the ship or to not save the ship, it seems.
It's critical for you to understand your sensors and the things that affect them, as they act as your eyes in the battle space. After all, you can't shoot what you can't see.
I mean, you can, it just won't hit anything.
But now it's time to learn how they actually work. How to evade detection while spotting the enemy, and how to fool your opponent is absolutely paramount to a successful engagement. Let's begin. Select the ANS Small
Go
Beginnings.
ahead, Command.
Hello. B-shirt. Battle short. Overrides equipment safeties to allow them to operate indefinitely. Modules operating in battle override mode will receive periodic damage when operating outside their safe limits. B-shirt. What the fuck? B-shirt.
The first thing we'll talk about is your signature size and methods of signature control. Active sensors like radar detect enemy ships by bouncing radio waves off of them.
Yep.
The physical size of your ship, combined with the angle of surface and the cross-sectional area from the viewing angle, affect the size of the return energy. In other words, the same ship will appear on sensors at a longer range if its broadside is facing the enemy versus being bow on. The smallest radar cross-section for the Rains frigate, for example, is from above and below the port and starboard stern.
Above and below the port and starboard. Seriously? not the... Well, I guess that's a whole pile of flat, isn't it? Yeah, that's a whole pile of flat. And that's a whole pile of kind of flat. So I guess... Yeah, okay. There's enough angles there that's going off in other directions, isn't it? Fine. Alright.
You can see the size of your signature by hovering over the signature summary on the ship information bar.
So what am I comparing that to? Is that for that guy? I guess it's this guy right here. One nearby ship plus 15. So that's that guy is increasing my radar. Okay, fine. Wake. Why the fuck? Wake? Really?
There are other contributing factors to the size of your signature, including what modules are active and how many ships are nearby. Right now, there is another ship nearby, which is boosting the size of the radar return and making it so the enemy can see us at a longer range.
Still question that, but that's fine.
Let's lower our footprint. Move the small beginnings more than 250 meters away from the Dusty Tome, so you won't contribute to each other's signatures. Don't move towards the enemy. We want to keep our current range.
Okay. Can you guys just drift sideways, or do you have to actually literally turn?
Moving out.
I'm kind of curious. Oh, you're going to use your maneuvering thrusters! Sort of. You're actually going to... Okay, you're actually going to use your main engines. I guess I didn't tell you to maintain orientation, so you're just going to point yourself that direction. Fair enough. Nominal. There we go. 100 wake, 0%. Okay, that... I'm not sure why wake matters, but fine.
If you hover over the signature summary with your mouse, you will see the nearby ships modifier is gone, reducing our overall footprint.
Yep.
It's good, but we'll need to do better if we want to hide ourselves from the enemy. On the ship list, the yellow icon indicates that the ship is spotted by the enemy's sensors and is being tracked.
Okay.
Similarly, a red crosshair here would show that the ship is locked by the enemy's fire control radar.
That all seems bad.
We have a good set of tools to reduce our radar footprint even further. Let's see what we can do to shake the enemy off. This switch will toggle our radar systems off, greatly reducing our footprint.
Seriously? What? Okay, so we're collapsing EW into a single all-encompassing problem. Fair enough. Alright.
This switch disables our communication suites, which can provide a modest reduction in our signature size. Go ahead and turn off both of these now, and see how it affects our signature size.
That was 34,000 versus what now? 3,700, sorry. And then, boop. 2,400. Fine.
You may be surprised to see that even with your radars off, you are still seeing tracks. This is because the ANS Dusty Tome still has the radars and comms on, and is transmitting tracks to the small beginnings, sharing their own data.
But not visual tracks, which is funny.
Hover over Signature Summary with your mouse to see how changing these emission settings altered your signature.
Hover over signature summary. Yeah, that's it. Alright.
If you didn't move too close to the enemy, you'll notice that the yellow icon indicating the ship is being tracked has disappeared. If you are still being tracked, it might be because your hull is at an angle that maximizes radar reflections.
Totally is. So let's turn you around a little.
Moving out.
Point this way. Walk this way. Are we still being tracked? We are somehow still being tracked. Alright. Fine.
Even then, a lower signature size reduces the distance at which the enemy can detect you, even if you are well inside their maximum sensor range. Disabling emissions also has the added benefit of making you undetectable by passive sensors. Passive radar sensing is typically able to detect you 125% further away from your maximum radar range, so being invisible to it has an
125%?
obvious benefit.
Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. For those of y'all keeping up at home, passive radar is basically what EW is built around. It's the notion that when you send out a radar pulse, you have to receive the radar pulse, right? So you have to send out enough energy for that energy to cross the distance between you and your target, and then from your target to you, with signal degradation on account of the target not being a perfectly flat surface of metal facing you. So your radar emissions are detectable at least twice as far as you can detect a target with, and probably further. I did do an episode about that. Yes, I did, in fact. Do they not have laser comms in the future? Apparently not. We do not have reliable point-to-point communication, which is kind of annoying. You know, see me, I hiding. I'm gonna shove my bow into this asteroid over here and be like, I'm an ostrich, bitch.
The downside, of course, is that turning off your radars means you can't detect threats as easily.
No joke.
Similarly, disabling comms means that the ship is no longer transmitting any tracks it sees to friendly ships in the fleet. Ships with their comms off will still be able to receive tracks from other transmitting ships, so they can act as a silent shooter. Go ahead and re-enable both the radar and the communications on the small beginnings. Now it's time to experience what having your sensors jammed feels like.
Oh, probably nothing good.
Heads up.
Confusing, right?
Oh. That's fun. Strobe. Oh, and he's gone.
The enemy jammer is saturating our radar with radio waves, making it difficult for our systems to find legitimate contacts. This noise of contacts is what we are seeing, instead of the real radar picture. Notice that we lost track of the ship in front of us, but the one on the right is still clear as day. This is because jamming only affects the area around the direction that is being jammed. Keep this in mind when you're trying to use jamming to protect your own ships.
Okay.
We do have a tool available that can be used in a pinch, the burn-through sweep. Not all radar modules
Really?
have this, but allows for a short, high-powered sweep in all directions.
Gotta love phased array radar, man. Gotta love phased array radar.
To execute the burn-through sweep, open the action menu and select the BRN or burn-through command on the top. Then, as quickly as you can, attempt to lock the target. You can use the X key for the lock-on shortcut.
Huh? It was right there, wasn't it? I missed it. Oh, I
Back
gotta.
help today, Commander.
Nope.
At the ready, Commander.
There we go.
I can't see anything.
Burn-through sweeps will show a unique icon for detected targets, making it easier to spot the target through the noise. The icon will linger for about 30 seconds to give you time to lock on. Locked targets are much less susceptible to being lost through jamming.
Well, yeah, because you're literally pounding their hull deliberately, directly with energy.
That's it. Most of the time you'll be able to maintain a fire control lock in spite of jamming. But keep in mind that jamming power stacks, so a fleet with enough jammers active at the same time will break any lock.
Oh, wow. Alright, fine. And no, apparently there's no infrared, there's no magnetic, there's no visual, it's all fucking radar. Well, there's visual at short range, but there's no, like, telescope visual. Because I would definitely have telescopic fucking backup systems where as soon as I had a solid radar lock on a target, I'd lock a telescope onto it, and it would hopefully keep track of it against the stellar background. But yeah.
Because burn-through sweeps use a much higher power output, they also have the added benefit of being able to spot smaller, weaker contacts at a greater range. This is useful for finding small scout ships or approaching missiles.
Oh, okay.
The downside is that the higher power output runs the risk of causing damage to the amplifiers every time you use it, so be
That's the
careful not
catch.
to burn out your radars.
Knew there had to be a catch.
Your other option for burning through jamming is simply to get closer to the enemy, brute forcing your way in. Just try not to get sunk in the process.
I think it's voided in this case, lady, but close enough.
Jamming the enemy ourselves can be as easy as right-clicking their track and selecting our jammers with the EW weapons menu. However, these targets are far enough apart that they won't both be covered by the cone centered on only one of them. The ANS Dusty Tome is carrying a blanket radar jammer. We'll use that to jam both targets by catching them both in the jammer's cone of effect by targeting a position between both contacts. You can target a weapon on a position in space by opening the action menu by right-clicking in open space instead of on a track, and use the sphere widget to target a position between the two contacts. Remember to use the tactical view as it will give you precise bearings for positional targeting.
Really? This is easier to use? I guess.
Aye, jamming.
Alright.
When in the tactical view, you'll see each track's position projected onto the sphere of the widget. To blind both of them, aim for a point between those two projected positions. Remember that you can change the radius of the widget by holding left control and drawing the radius in or out.
Central.
And like that, they can't see us anymore, just like what happened to us. But they can also use the same tactics like burn-throughs or approaching us to sift through the jamming.
Mid-red circle goes
While
burp.
jamming power is additive, it is not linear. The more jamming signals that are present in an area, the more they begin to create destructive interference and cancel each other out.
Interesting.
Think of it like
Okay.
diminishing returns.
Yep.
Even if you don't successfully jam the enemy's tracking of your ships, an active jamming signal will still reduce their sensor accuracy. This is particularly devastating for point defenses, which are shooting at very small, very fast targets and therefore require great accuracy. Using standoff jamming in coordination with your missile salvos will make them devastatingly effective. Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Fire off the missile salvo at the enemy ship ahead, and see how their defenses react with your jammer active.
Which enemy ship ahead?
Watch how erratically the enemy defenses are firing. Point defense requires pinpoint precision, which your jamming is preventing by flooding their sensors with far too many false contacts. When using jamming to cover a missile attack, you'll still need to watch out for airburst point defenses like flak guns, as they don't require much accuracy.
Did I just lost
Most
jamming?
importantly, the blanket jammer has a 90-second
the catch.
firing time.
Yep.
This is to prevent the amplifiers from overheating and being damaged. However, there are times where you absolutely have to be able to use the system, or you'll lose the ship. In that case, you might not care whether the module destroys itself. This is what Battle Short is for. Select the ANS Dusty Tome if it isn't already.
I guess we're not doing the missile salvo. Fair enough.
This is the toggle for the Battle Short mode. When this is on, all equipment safeties are disabled, and the equipment will continue to run until it destroys itself. Reserve it for emergency use, or you'll hear an endless litany of profanity from the damage control officer.
Why are you lighting my shit on fire, you fucker?
When Battle Short is enabled, active components with active duration timers will periodically be damaged. However, they will only begin taking damage when they exceed their normal firing time. One last thing to note is that most electronic warfare modules are single-cycle systems. That means they won't repeatedly fire on the same target after their cooldown period. You'll need to designate a new target every time the system comes off cooldown. Jamming is an extremely powerful tactic when used at the right time. Use it to cover your retreat, confuse enemy fire, cover your missiles, and anything else you can think of.
Fair enough.
With that out of the way, that should do it for sensors and E-War.
That's it. All right.
I hope I made it easy to follow, because the guidebooks on these are nightmarish. I'll see you back at the academy.
Okay. Fair. Fuck you. Advanced maneuvering. Oh boy, strafing. We'll wrap up your movement trials with a quick rundown of other maneuvers taken straight from the handbook, with a few of my own thrown in for good measure.
Space is vast, Commander.
Space
There's usually
is
no
big.
cover, and if you're lucky, you can see a threat coming kilometers away. Knowing how to move your ship is one thing, but knowing the right maneuver will make sure you come out on top. You can definitely make it out of a fight in one piece without using advanced maneuvers, but you'll see quite a good drop in repairs if you employ them correctly. Before we get started, let's order the Dusty Tome to enter formation with the small beginnings, so we can see how these commands affect other ships in the formation when issued to the guide ship.
Space is big. Space is really big. You have no idea just how big space is. You think the walk down to the local store is a ways? At least he didn't turn around that time. That's kind of funny.
Now let's try our first new command. Select the A&S Dusty Tome and open the action menu. All of the commands we'll learn about in this lesson can be found under the Move submenu.
Okay.
The ALD, or Assume Lead command, will cause the formation that this ship is in to restructure itself with the selected ship as the new guide ship. Issue this order now. It's not uncommon for the guide of the formation to come under fire first, as it's usually the most important ship, making it a prime target. Should it become disabled, its escorts will hold position around it. Sometimes you want them to hold the line, but there's other times that you need to sacrifice that disabled ship to save the others. When you have a large formation, the Assume Lead command will save you precious time reorganizing the formation around a new ship that can lead the survivors to safety. It's a lifesaver, literally. Since the Dusty Tome is the guide now, let's keep it selected and start covering the rest of the orders. Open the action menu in the Move submenu. We'll first cover the ORB, or Orbit command. This command is useful for keeping your ships moving continuously around a target without having to make hard direction changes constantly. Select it now, but don't issue the order yet.
Okay.
This is a two-stage command, just like the formations. The first task is to select the orbit anchor, or the position the ships will travel around. Let's set our anchor near the enemy target. Once you have selected the orbit anchor, we'll determine the radius and the angle of the orbit. Notice that when you change the angle of the sphere widget, a dotted line now appears. The dotted line denotes the actual path that the ships will follow. The arrow near your cursor denotes the direction that they will fall along the path. This is determined by the side of the sphere your cursor is on relative to your ship. Go ahead and issue the order now. Make sure there are no obstacles in the path. The circle will turn red if the ship might hit something in its orbit.
That's good.
Course laid in.
If you want, you can open fire on the target you're orbiting to see how your guns will behave.
Standing by. Copy. Engaging the enemy.
Knock him out.
Waiting orders.
Receiving.
So he doesn't really care about unmasking since he only has the one missile, or sorry, only the one gun turret. Interesting. This one's going to do all kinds of crazy things though as it gets closer. I swear. The poor helmsmen on these ships are just like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
The real utility of the orbit command is that it keeps your ships moving while keeping a side facing the target on the inside, allowing most weapons a good angle at the target. If you just drive a course, you'll eventually have to turn your ships around, or you'll lose the target behind an obstacle, or just slowly start to mask certain weapons as the angle increases. This will cost you valuable time while the turrets swing around. Orbits help prevent this. The downside, of course, is that your ships will be exposing the same armor to the enemy constantly, allowing them to whittle it down before they lay in heavy munitions. You'll also be presenting a good angle for radar returns, meaning you might be an easier target. You can orbit this target as long as you like, and play with the weapons. When you're ready, issue a drive course order to get our ships heading off into open space, so we can try the remaining commands.
I don't think we've even started orbiting yet. We have not. Slow boat is slow. Orbiting information, missiles are good, guns are good. So now if I were to do the move, orbit, the idiot, if I can get him lined up. I cannot get him lined up. Okay, so I can't select an actual target. I have to select a location in space. That's... I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. So I can technically just do like that. And then
Course
move it
laid
around.
in.
So are they gonna like? What are you guys gonna do as we get closer? Does the orbit? The orbit doesn't actually display once I set it. That's kind of weird. So what's the plan, guys? What are we gonna do? You're gonna need to roll at some point, right? Are we going? Okay. It takes us a second to get there. I don't think the orbit is the tiny circle. At least I hope not. Because I made the orbit bigger than that, didn't I? I thought. I hope. Guess we'll find out. We're gonna ram the guy? Ramming speed! Which is basically any speed you want in space. Okay, what's gonna happen? We're getting awfully cuddly close right now. Really cuddly close. Okay. Are we really going to put him between us and just keep shooting? Because that doesn't seem like a great plan. Yep, that is exactly what we're going to do. Alright. Yeah, that's a massive amount of trust right there. Holy shit. Oh, we're not shooting anymore. No, we are. Never mind. Holy fucking shit. But are we orbiting? Is the big question. There's the turn. Okay, we got a turn. And a braking maneuver. I'm not sure we got a braking maneuver, but okay. The game is Nebulous Fleet Command.
Orders.
Well, the formation's gone to shit. And you're going to fly right through his fire path, aren't you? Alright, I don't like orbit and formations. Got it. Issue a what drive course? Fantastic. Go that way,
Course
guys.
laid in.
Alright, 2 more commands to cover. Both are very situational, but you'll be glad you've got them in your tool belt. Better to have it than not have it at all.
We're ready whenever you are.
Just stop shooting, guys.
Ready.
Just stop it.
Open the action menu to the Move submenu, and locate the HDG, or heading command. The distance you draw the sphere widget out to doesn't matter here, as we're picking a direction instead of a position. Select a direction that is different from the course the formation is currently driving.
Aye, aye.
Notice how the entire formation is turning to face that direction, but continue to move along in its ordered course. A modified movement order like this is indicated with a blue box around the movement status icon.
Ah. We're drifting. We're dual track drifting, y'all. Sort of. Kind of. We're getting there. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I'm not sure why the main thrusters are still running, but oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
Normally your ships will turn into any course they are following, as this allows them to use their main engines and provides the best acceleration.
But we can use side thrusters to go somewhere too. Fun.
However, when withdrawing under fire, this can expose the main engines, and especially the drive module in the reactor, directly to enemy fire. The hold heading order is useful to keeping the bow pointed towards the enemy, protecting your most vital components during retreat.
Interesting.
To cancel a hold heading, as well as the next command we'll talk about, use the CLR or clear command under the Move submenu. Clear the heading hold now. The last command we'll cover is the ROL, or roll command. We'll do this for the ANS small beginnings this time. Select the ship and select the order now.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
The roll command will allow you to select a new direction for the ship to use as its up direction. Move the mouse around the widget and click the left mouse button to select a new up direction. Ordering a ship to roll may seem trivial, but like I've said, your radar panels may get taken out by enemy fire. If this is a scout or a spotting ship and it needs to provide targeting data right now, rolling the ship over to expose the functioning panels may be necessary.
And that'll let you put other armor in the path of incoming rounds.
Also
too,
notice that the small beginnings rolled independently of the guide ship, but is still keeping formation.
Orders.
A roll order can also be cancelled with the clear command.
Waiting orders.
And that's it. It may seem simple, but if you use any of these little tricks right, you'll start seeing a difference. I'll see you at the academy.
Yeah, boy. Why doesn't that one go all the way up to maximum? Weird. Anti-ship missile defense. I'm gonna take a short break before we have to shoot shit down. BRB. Alright, let's see how shooting stuff down works. If you use a lead ship in general, it will always be sacrificial, decoy, and it will get the brunt of the enemy fire until ship identification becomes possible. Oh, lovely. So lead ships really do just suck it all up, don't they? Awesome. Axford class heavy cruiser. Alright. A Mark 66, a Mark 68, 2 VLSs, 2 point defense turrets, a bullseye radar, and 3 more point defense turrets. Fantastic. I'm guessing laser and minigun. Commander, excuse a break in tradition here. Hazel's been called away on an urgent matter. Something weird is going on, but I haven't heard the details yet. I'm sending you a quick rundown, but she'll be back for your actual trial. Simply put, there's a lot of stuff that Naval Office issues to the fleet to keep us from getting turned into very expensive statistic, ranging from active countermeasures to point defense weapons. And any commander worth their salt knows how to actually use some of them. Report to the terminal and board your vessel. Hazel will take it from there. I mean, they let me set up formations however I want, Jed Brown, so lead ships do not actually have to be the first to come into range.
We've been on the giving end for all of these lessons so far, but if you don't know how to defend your fleet, you might as well not be in command.
You a chonky bastard. Very chonky bastard. Damn, alright.
Defending against anti-ship missiles is a complex topic, and I can't possibly cover everything in the course of this lesson. But at the very least, I'll get you started.
I like how the VLS tubes are in fact HLS tubes. Or no, those aren't VLS. What are those? What are those?
Send your traffic.
Nope, those are VLSs. We have lots of VLSs. Okay.
Send your traffic.
I've placed 3 markers for the course we'll travel along for this to work best. Go ahead and set waypoint course from Atlas, where we are now, to Boxer and Comet. If you reach the end at any point, just plot a new path in the reverse order.
if you survive, which you won't, Oh, I forgot how to do waypoint. Oh, there we go. Oh, we'll just come back if we need to.
Force lead in.
Beautiful.
I've also disabled your offensive weapons, so you don't accidentally, or on purpose, destroy the shooter or spotter ships I'll be controlling.
Well, that's
as
sad.
well as a few other systems that we'll unlock as we go over them.
What if I want to shoot back?
And don't worry, everything I'm going to fire at you are inert training missiles, with no warhead.
This thing turns like a pregnant goldfish. Damn.
Let's begin.
Yeah, I see you up there. And I see you up there too. I'm guessing you're the shooter and you're the spotter. Well, you're about the same distance away. Damn, that thing is just engine, isn't it? Fuck. Gotta go fast!
Send your traffic.
We don't trust you, no boom for you. Well, why are my point defense turrets and missiles disabled if I'm going to do PD shit? Doot to fucking doot. I've laid in the course, Mr. Check in the Box. What else do you want me to do? Nope. Alright. Is there anything I can do to make my life more interesting?
Send your traffic.
They haven't turned off my EW suite. Fuckers. Can't even go MCOM. Damn, alright. Prolonged use of flank speed will cause damage to engines. Flank. Whee! Directness of the route. Evasive flight I can have evasive flight settings? Seriously? What does that even mean? I mean, I can't imagine this thing can evade terribly well. It's trying, though. We've got a divergence from our course. There we go. Alright. Attempts were made. Flank, bitches! What does prolonged mean? Yeah, up to 27 meters per second. That's not bad. What's normal? Holy shit. Full is just 18 and flank is 27? Are you kidding me? Damn. Alright. Gotta go fast. Now what if we want to evade? Do we go the other direction? Or do we always go left? Is it the top or the bottom of the hour? Well, now we're going up. So I guess it's the top of the hour. Alright, fair enough. That appreciably change our intercept with Boxer? Not really, no. Okay. Zoom! Still can't believe I get a fucking 10 meter per second boost just by crapping on the engines. Alright. 9 meter per second, but still. Why do the braking thrusters engage? What? Just because I go to flank doesn't mean you can brake, dumbass. What are the candy canes in all the ships? I'm assuming those are radar, radio emitters probably, because these are the radar emitters. I'm guessing those are comms towers, basically. Since apparently no one's heard of laser communications or subspace or anything complicated like that, we're still just hammering away at each other with radar and radio and all the rest of the other R things. Wow, I have 4 lockers. Damn, alright. That's nice. But the lockers are in the engines? I have 6 lockers. The lockers are in the engines. No, wait, what? I have 1 locker, but I have damage control teams scattered all throughout the ship. Okay, that's wild. Are we operating on Newtonian physics? No. Not really. You cannot coast, you'll note.
Ready. Standing by.
Yeah. I would like for something to actually happen at some point. I'm betting when we cross that sphere. And I'm guessing those X's coming out of the radar emitter angles. Probably, maybe. Now let's get spicy. I wonder why that only shows up when I turn on the tactical view. The trace. Alright. I'm at Boxer. Did I fucking break the tutorial? I am literally at Boxer. We are there. Lafayette, we is here.
Awaiting orders, Commander. Heading there now.
It might seem ridiculous to say, but a lot of people don't consider that the best way to defend against missiles is to simply not be where the enemy has fired them at.
I think the problem was actually that the end point for my path was back at Boxer. She wanted the end point to be in Comet, and that's entirely my fault.
The ship I'll be firing from is about 17 kilometers
Not anymore, it's not!
At the speeds these missiles travel at, it'll take them about 75 seconds to reach their acquisition range. When a missile is fired at a track, the target's last known position and velocity are programmed into the missile immediately before launch, so it can figure out how to lead the target.
Sure, makes sense.
The good news is that 75 seconds is a lot of time for us to not be where the missile thinks we're going to be when it starts its search.
Accurate.
When we talk about ASMD, we group defensive measures into 2 categories, soft kill and hard kill.
Okay.
We'll talk about soft kill first, as it pairs very well with the evasive maneuvers we'll do for this first salvo. The rightmost set of buttons on the ship information bar controls your point defense doctrine.
Makes sense.
The decoy button controls when the point defense controller will automatically fire decoys. If you set it to manual, you will need to fire the decoys yourself via the action menu.
That seems dumb, but okay.
It's best to leave this one on one of the other 3 options. The least option will use the decoy with the lowest capability necessary to defeat the threat.
Okay.
Best will always use the highest capability. Auto will fire all necessary decoys.
Spam all decoys. Check.
The type of decoy necessary for the threat can only be determined if we have sufficient intelligence on the missile, which can be developed rapidly by the ES-32 Scryer module, which this ship is carrying.
Slick 32.
If we don't have this
familiar with that.
information, one of every type of our onboard decoys will be fired.
One of every type. If we can't get an answer, we're just going to spam can the idiots. Great.
The decoys we have available on the ship are the EA-12 Chaff decoy and the EA-99 Conure active decoy.
Okay. Chaff are just radar reflectors. Conures are probably active bangers. Cool.
Chaff decoys are an expanding cloud of reflective metal strips, which create a much larger radar return than the ship that launched them. This presents a more appealing target to the missile and will hopefully draw it off, a tactic called seduction.
Sure.
Active decoys radiate their own energy and can mimic the signature of the launching ship,
Kind of like
making
Nulkas,
them
I think
useful
they're
against
called.
more advanced missiles, which are also looking for the ship's radar emissions. Now, we're going to use evasive maneuvers in conjunction with these decoys to totally avoid the first salvo.
We tried that.
In fact, I'm so confident you'll be able to do it that I've totally disabled all our other point
You
defenses.
bitch.
I'm going to launch the first salvo now. When you detect the missiles, change course at least 90 degrees, but preferably more like 120 degrees, away from your current direction of travel. Don't do it preemptively, or the missiles will adjust their lead based on your new velocity vector. Wait until you detect them on radar.
Do I get a
Alright,
ping?
the first salvo is on its way.
Somebody start fucking
After
counting.
you issue the order to change course, raise the throttle to flank speed to get that extra emergency thruster power. As your course change begins to take effect, dump a chaff decoy, or 3, with Shift Z to give the missile something to focus on while we make our escape. Manually firing decoys will fire one of each available passive decoy type. Active decoys will not be fired as they require a target to know how to fly away from the ship. If you want to fire an active decoy, right-click on one of the missile tracks and use the DCY button at the top of the action menu. The button will be highlighted in yellow to show you it will be for a specific threat rather than a generic decoy order.
Spiker, spiker, spiker.
Spiker, not vampire, vampire, vampire. Come on, guys. Gotta give me a solid vampire, vampire, vampire. Did we turn enough? No, we did not. Or they're going after the chaff. Could be a bit of either. Nope. Well, we got hit a lot.
Nicely done, Commander.
What? I got hit 3 times.
Go ahead and get us back on course for either Point Atlas or Comet, and we'll continue. Don't forget to come back down from flank speed.
All right.
Course lead in.
I mean, it's better than being bonked by all of them, but we still got bonked a decent number of times. Even with a good, I don't know, what was that? That was about a 120-degree turn, give or take a little. And the chaff dump in the way. Do I have little paint splotches? No? That's sad. Also, why the fuck are the brakes on, dude? You just gotta turn. Stop braking when you don't need to brake. Is that a paint splotch? Was that there before? Or was that just a shadow?
Evasive maneuvers can do a lot for you when it comes to
Sort of.
avoiding missiles fired at long range. If you do them right, you won't even need to fire in defense.
I probably should have gone vertical as opposed to horizontal against those kind of missiles, but I took the easy route out, I'll admit.
But unfortunately, some more advanced missiles could follow your course changes, like the next salvo I've just launched.
She already launched.
Awaiting orders.
I'm
While
telling you what I already
this is a
did.
great time to talk about hard kill.
Yeah.
Many missile threats simply can't be avoided by evasive maneuvers. The missiles that are on their way now have a command mid-course guidance configuration, so they will follow any course changes we make.
Lovely.
For this, we'll need to rely on a combination of soft and hard kill techniques.
Fantastic.
You can change course if you want, and watch them follow us.
Why?
Deploying chaff is always a good idea. It's cheap and plentiful, and it may save your life. But it usually won't draw every missile away, so we'll need to deal with the remaining missiles somehow.
Countermeasures deployed.
The simplest of the hard kill methods is point defense turrets. This ship is equipped with 3 Mark 20 Defender 20mm autocannons and 2 Mark 90 Aurora laser turrets.
Okay.
All of these weapons have their own integrated fire control
Missiles on the
systems.
scope.
So once they have been cued to an area by the ship's radar, they can lock their own targets and develop their own firing solution.
Nice.
If you want to take a more hands-on approach,
No, I
you
think
can
I'm good.
manually prioritize targets with the Z key or by using the PD button on the action menu. Generally, this isn't necessary, as the PD controller automatically prioritizes threats by size, distance, speed, and whether they're actually coming towards the ship or not. The ship will always defend itself before defending others.
There we go. None of them went for the chaff. Alright, that's funny. Also, the chaff appears to have disappeared. Yeah, it might dissipate over time. Good to know. Okay. I mean, I could have turned in, but why?
Great job! Now get us back on course again.
I wanted to see what the guns would do. That's all. Do you guys have ammo? How do I tell? Yeah, it's not helpful.
Send your trap.
Alright, we have one more type of hard kill to consider. Interceptor missiles.
What the fuck is that? It's like the drive selector on your automatic automobiles. The hell's going on there?
These are missiles specifically designed to intercept and destroy incoming missiles. They are the most flexible form of PD, but also the most limited in quantity.
Yeah, no kidding. Policy settings.
This ship is carrying 40 SGM-112 Ripostes, a command-guided
Ripostes.
interceptor missile. Let's go through the options available by clicking the PD missile button and expanding the menu.
Holy shit.
The first option is the firing mode. By default, this is set to Doctrine, meaning that all missiles will be fired at all threats that it was designed for.
Okay.
By flipping it over to All, we can disregard those settings and the missile will be used against all threats. On the other hand, Manual will only fire at targets you have prioritized.
Okay.
Next is Firing Policy, which governs the number of salvos we'll fire at each threat. The next salvo will only be fired after the previous one misses.
I assume both missiles.
Following that is Salvo Size, which determines the number of missiles in each of the salvos from above. Setting this to Doctrine will refer to the missile type's default setting, usually 1 missile.
Oh. So
I know
choose
that
one
was
of
a lot, but managing these settings will help you economize your defensive missiles.
them. Craft
They
no
always go
escape
faster
zone.
than you think they will.
If enabled, this ship will only fire missiles at smaller craft when they have determined to be in the missile's NEZ. Oh, interesting. If the target were to turn away at max speed, the missile will still reach. Ah, weird. Alright.
Interceptor missiles excel at defeating threats at a much longer range than most other point defenses are capable of. That's extremely important when it comes to the most dangerous types of missiles we'll talk about next. Hybrids.
Passive and active fuckers, huh? Or, sorry, semi-active and active.
Hybrid
yes.
missiles are advanced, multi-stage missiles which can wreak havoc on a fleet if not countered during their cruise stage.
Oh.
Once they initiate their terminal sprint, a laser is about the only thing that can stop them.
No, they're just fast fuckers. Alright.
Imagine trying to shoot down a corkscrewing telephone pole, traveling at nearly 1 kilometer per second. And that's what facing a hybrid missile is like.
That's a lovely description. Corkscrewing telephone pole at 1 kilometer per second. Alright.
Moving.
Some of
AKA
these
regular
missiles
modern
also
missile,
carry
yes.
penetration aids, such as self-screening radar jammers
Yep.
and decoy launchers.
Yep, that sounds like modern missiles. Check.
Fortunately, you don't actually have to imagine, because I've got 4 of them on the way.
You fucker. Right in the middle of the fucking
To
turn.
your PD missile doctrine, better do it now.
No, actually, I'm just kind of curious what this will do in base settings. Yeah. And I'm right in the middle of a fucking turn. Alright. Well, let's go this way, guys.
Moving to that position.
You guys wanted me to drive into the missiles. Here we go. And let's just drive into the missiles hard, shall we? Okay, so the Aurora launcher is about to spool up and do its thing. It's getting its targeting information.
Missiles on the scope.
There we go. So we launched one each for each of the missiles coming in for us, which seems to be the policy.
Moving to that position.
Or sorry, doctrine. We dinged one. These things are shockingly durable.
Countermeasures deployed.
There we go. Bagged one.
Incoming missile.
Oh, crap. Woo! Got hit twice. Thrice. Damn! Those are hot messes. Wow. And are they coming back around on us? No, they fall out. Okay. Woo! Alright. Those do not seem nice.
Phew. Wasn't that crazy?
We only got one of them.
You can usually expect the enemy to reserve these kinds of missiles for killing capital ships, due to their destructive power, cost, and limited number.
I'm not sure how it makes me feel better when I'm driving a fucking capital ship, but sure, fine.
The best way to defend against them is with proper positioning of screening escorts, which can enable early detection so you can get your defensive missiles out there and engage them during their vulnerable crew stage. Well, Commander, that about covers it for the absolute basics of ASMD.
The absolute basics. Thank you so much.
Good luck out there. Hazel out.
Half of the maneuver went okay. Somebody way over there is having a bad day. I mean, that was a bad day for us. We had a whole pile of shit flying right past us. Not great. Sensor warfare, poor. I guess I didn't even try jamming, did I? Oh well. So we took 544 damage that we fixed? Is that what they're telling me? So yeah, we did get dinged around a lot. Alright, cool. How much of this tutorial will I remember? None! We're about to go do the trial, because I gotta give you something to laugh at, right? Final battle problem! Again, is there a pause button? That'd be nice. Axford... Oh, I have 2 heavy cruisers this time. Fuck me. Alright, 66s, big honking VLS, 68s, 4 gun PDTs, 2 flak PDTs, a bullseye radar, and yet another big-ass fucking VLS. Well, big array versus big tube. I'm guessing big tube is like torpedo style. No pause button at all. Of course not! You don't get any time to queue up orders, you gotta fucking wing it. Love it. Where does this guy shove the new launcher since they have basically the same loadout? That's weird. SAW 200 reports OSPN squadron within emit time perimeter, VFI 4, confirmed hostile contact, forced to withdraw. Commander Blackwell, that is not how you acronymize commander. Assuming command, situation developing. 1105, shelter additional hostile vessels within Bradford control zone, imminent hostile contact, alert stage Atlas, commo equipment to be secured. No, so they're going MCON. All right, fair enough. Available friendly assets retasked to intercept and destroy. Pause button is a computer freezing entirely. Damn it! Is it Commodore or Commander? Could be Commodore. I don't think that's how you
All right,
acronymize
Commander,
Commodore
this
either.
is the real thing. I hope you remembered what I taught you
No, I
for all
fucking
our
don't.
sakes.
Active pause in the accessibility settings. Wasn't I just talking about that? Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
We've been diverted from our final certification.
Who are you?
A small protectorate harassing force has penetrated into the system, and we're the only units in the area. Commodore Blackwell is in command on ANS and Lattice Bound. He'll be managing most of the task force, but he's left the heavy cruisers to you.
Why?
I'll be here with you the whole time. Make me proud, and try not to get us killed.
Standing by. Receiving.
Why on earth would anyone give me anything?
Helm, address the formation.
What can we do for you, Commander?
I don't know. What can we do?
Standing by. Standing by. We're underway, Commander.
We've picked up a group of small, fast ships, probably shuttles with rocket launchers. They look like easy pickings, but don't let your guard down.
They're fucking
If
bog
they get
hammers
close,
is what they are.
They can easily take down a ship of this size with swarm tactics.
Moving out.
Our big 450 guns will have a hard time landing a hit on them when they're closing with us.
There are literal bog hammers in this game. Oh, that seems not great.
Probable second group of rocket shuttles detected. Moving fast.
Receiving.
Well,
Target
I might as well
acquired.
send something at them, right?
Target acquired.
Something big down there. My bet is a Marauder line ship. They're big converted bulk freighters with guns strapped onto them. They'll be broadside to us to unmask all their guns, which makes them an easy target for ours. Unfortunately, that also makes them bad targets for our guideline HEKP missiles, which will pass straight through from side to side without doing much damage. We need a bow-to-stern shot for those to be most effective.
Send
One
traffic.
of you has a... There it is. Where is it?
One of the shuttles is out of action.
Wait, why can't I do EW?
Awaiting orders, Commander. Missile detected.
Well, then do what you're supposed to do about it. You have point defense systems.
Receiving.
Don't forget, you can issue orders to both ships in your formation at the same time with left shift plus right click. It'll save you critical time.
I may have forgotten about that.
Engaging the enemy.
Reporting.
But you have a fucking EW system. Yeah. Why can't I use EW system?
That's an Ocello above the large asteroid. Retired Alliance hardware. It's a real warship with armor, heavy guns, and a narrow front profile. They're probably using as a command ship. That's our biggest threat right now. It would be a great candidate for some of our Guideline 4 missiles. You'll need more than a few. Its point defenses are no joke.
Which one are you talking about? It'd be nice if you'd tell me which target number you were talking about.
Spiker detected.
Oop. Are those at me? No, those are
Another
not.
pair of small ships detected, but their profile doesn't look like more shuttles. Most likely some other small gun or missile combatant.
Alright, so the big guy's a problem. Let's go make friends with the big guy.
We're underway, Commander.
Second Marauder detected. Looks like the same configuration.
OSPN, everything we've got. I love the name. Alright,
Enemy sensor tug detected up high. They'll be using their long-range directional sensors to keep high-quality tracks on our ship. It's janky, but it works.
now, why
It's an excellent target for our
can't
missiles.
I
Let's poke their eyes out.
Send
fucking
traffic.
EW, this fucking idiot.
Commander, the enemy has locked onto us.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Those line ships are firing 100mm shells, which normally wouldn't be a threat to us, but those purple streaks you're seeing are magnetic bottles full of superheated plasma. They're trying to use it to burn off our armor so their guns can get through it.
Oh.
If we keep a good distance and maintain evasive maneuvers, we should be able to dodge most of it.
I only have 8? Shit. It's not that many.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
Alright, let's just keep hammering with guns then.
Component destroyed.
That's not good.
Reporting.
Component lost.
We're in the thick of it now, Commander. Use the Axford slope bow to your advantage and keep it pointed towards the source of enemy fire. It should bounce a lot of this.
Receiving.
Issue a heading order against any track, and your ships will keep their bows pointed towards it no matter where it moves.
Enemy missile launched. Understood. Warning. Module lost.
I may have gotten too cuddly with everybody.
Lock on.
What
Warning.
can we do for you, Commander?
Sensor interference. We're being jammed.
Missile launched.
Let's just give you
Missile
both.
launched. Component lost, Commander.
Sensor interference. We're being jammed.
Okay.
Aye, aye, Commander. Commander, component destroyed.
Reporting.
Missile launch detected.
Missile away. We're being jammed. Preparing to launch.
Component lost, Commander. We've got internal damage.
Yeah,
Missile incoming. Orders, Commander.
Oh good, our PDTs are down.
Component destroyed, Commander.
Really does take a lot to destroy ships in these games, doesn't it? Yeah.
An enemy light attack ship has been destroyed. Crew is abandoning.
Do I care?
Commander, we lost a module.
That's one Marauder down. They're abandoning ship.
Sensor interference. We're being jammed.
Component
Oh,
destroyed,
well, you guys
Commander.
can stop shooting at that one then.
Open fire! Firing missile. We've got internal damage. Missile away. Component lost.
Heads up. They're jamming us. We're being jammed.
Target masked by... Alright, fine. Are you fixing that? You're fixing that. Oh, that's a lot of missiles.
Looks like we're being jammed. Sensor interference. We're being jammed. Sensor interference. We're being jammed.
Where'd all the friendlies go? You are just having a really, really bad day, aren't you? Wow. Alright.
Enemy sensor ship destroyed.
We hear you, Commander. We hear you, Commander. We're underway, Commander. We'll get it done. Enemy lock detected.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, lady.
Launching now. Understood. Firing missile.
Granted, you're mostly on fire at this point, so it's, I mean, I can't
That's the last of their light attack ships.
expect a lot of you at this point.
Receiving.
You're doing okay, though.
Send it, Commander.
You're not doing so awesome.
They've got a target on us, Commander.
Send traffic.
The second line ship has been destroyed. That's most of their heavy ships gone.
Where is it? Ah, there it is.
Copy.
It's really-
Moving into formation.
They are locking on.
There we go. Okay, so we took care of that one.
Commander, we're taking fire.
Solution locked in. Course laid in. Aye, aye.
What are we
We're
doing?
taking fire over here.
Yeah, I know that. It's kind of the point, actually. Actually, guys, let's go ahead and take
We've got 'em
some
now.
pot shots at that. Well, I forgot
got 'em
to
now.
tell you both that.
Aye, aye. Proceeding. Affirmative.
We've got a missile.
Oh boy. Okay. Those little spam can missile tubs are kind of terrifying, aren't they? Why are
Standing
you
by,
not
Commander.
responding to commands? I thought I told you guys to go.
Component destroyed.
Now you're losing ship.
Understood. Moving now. Affirmative. Copy. Engaging now.
Send traffic.
Am I forgetting the command? Probably.
Yeah, we see them.
Standing by,
You really
Commander.
need to point yourself towards that thing because you're headed towards it right now, and it's not going to be
Aye,
pretty
aye,
if you don't
Commander.
point yourself.
Send traffic.
How do I do combined commands? Oh, apparently I've totally forgotten. Fine, we'll do it one by one.
Preparing to launch. Preparing to launch.
Firing missile. Firing missile.
Send traffic. Component damage. DC teams report in. Aye, aye. Full burn.
I swear there used to be a way to do combined commands, and I have clearly
Reporting.
lost track.
Component lost.
Oh, because I don't have them in a bloody formation. That's the problem. I thought I did. That's weird.
Forming up, Commander.
Oh, not that way.
Reporting.
There we go. Nope.
They're zeroing in.
You don't fucking
Help,
say.
take us in. Affirmative. Reporting. Enemy affirmative. Eyes on target.
There we go. Now, I told one to take over from the other one, and I guess that somehow cleared the entire formation, which is kind of strange. You guys are going to be a problem, aren't you? What even are you? You're not really
They've
at.
locked on.
Yeah, you're pretty much cooked. And you're pretty much cooked too. Okay.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Keep hammering that guy, I guess.
We're on our way.
Well, now you can't see him, so... Oh, no, you can.
Lock on warning.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Reporting.
But you know what? Let's send him some toys of
Preparing
our
to
own, shall
launch.
we?
Missile away.
Okay, are we still
We're
in
ready
formation?
when you are, Commander.
Receiving.
Maybe.
Standing by.
We're not in formation. Why do we lose
Standing by.
formation? Alright.
Understood. Falling
Constantly
in.
losing formation is starting to get annoying on me.
Reporting. Yeah, we see them. Aye, aye. Full.
Enemy command ship destroyed.
There we go.
Standing by.
Those two are basically cooked. You're active, though.
We've got him now.
We're underway, Commander. Aye, aye, Commander.
See that ship? I don't want to. Yes, exactly that. These little guys are being dumb, though. Excuse the interruption, seriously? They named their ship Excuse the Interruption. I gotta give them some credit for that.
Another
thing-
rocket shuttle destroyed.
Really is just a shuttle with rockets attached to it, isn't it? Damn, alright.
Send traffic.
Is he cooked? Damn, somebody's throwing flak shells out. Alright. Damn. Give me some of those. Which when I have some of those, and I just totally forgot about them. Totally possible. No, I'm throwing HEs. Never mind.
That should be the last of them. Well done, Commander.
Well, we didn't lose a ship. Well, we had two, so I guess I can take that however I want to. I got goods. Terrible missile defense. Yeah, fine. They had one turret that did nothing. Alright, that's a thing you can do. Missile defense, terrible. Oh, I didn't use AP shells, rather. I probably should have used AP shells. I forgot that he could switch shells around. See, everyone told you I was going to forget something, right? And most of my hard kills came from missiles, which is somehow not surprising. I may need to work on the missile defense thing. Just a little. Just a little. And I need to figure out how the hell the fucking Badger Hound or whatever the fuck targeting radar works again. Because that thing was not wanting to play along. Well, we weren't the best off, that's for sure. Apparently the Winter Burgian took literally no damage and did 11,000 points of damage. Fuck you guys. Our DC crews did pretty good, though, to be fair. The ship names are pretty awesome, yes. Action after contemplation, though battle calls, through valor alone, tireless is the watcher, Winter Burgian, with great haste, abundant recompense, and in lattice bound. And then Bump in the Night, everything we got, excuse the interruption, we got that one. Little White Lie, Maneuver Element, Push Comes to Shove, Pixis Pride, interesting, Somewhere Out There, The Magic Number, and Where You Least Expect. Nice. So we did good on that. We did good on that. We didn't do great on sensor, because we paid basically no attention to stealth at all. I probably should have turned off one ship's active emissions just for the fun of it, and probably should have broken up my formation more than it was, because my ships were probably too close together, and that was increasing my radar return. Yeah, I didn't lose anybody though, and I'll take that for a fucking win. We did a whole pile of repairs, so that's not surprising. And then yeah, missile defense, not so good. Peak enemy tracks held 30 CL. My stealth efficiency was -1. Fuck. I expended 348, which is half my reservoir. I hit with 279, which is 80% accuracy. In my opinion, that's not actually that bad. I probably should have used AP rounds for a lot of the fight, though. Yeah, because my damage was not... My potential damage was really high, but I didn't actually do a whole lot of damage in the end. My fault for losing track of that. Missile damage was fundamentally hilariously low, but they're how I got my kills. Okay, fine. I guess it snuck in and did something important to something essential. 460 rounds per kill. Damn, that's not great. Well, yeah, I did have no formation for a significant amount of time, so yes, that was an entirely different problem. I should have had the ships farther than, what was it, 250 meters apart, though, since that's the problem. Okay. And we repaired half the damage we took. Alright. And apparently that is the entire tutorial, such as you might want to refer to it. Then there's the advanced tutorial, which apparently just focuses on missiles entirely. And then the advanced tutorial, which is fighters and bombers and crazy shit like that. Oh, lovely. The Levy class escort carrier. He went to the Levy and the Levy was not in fact dry. Fair enough. So that's Nebulous Fleet Command for you. Like I mentioned, it is probably getting a massive update at the end of the month in the form of a literal single-player storyline, as opposed to skirmishes, bot-driven skirmishes. Because your single player right now is limited to the campaign tutorial, which is simply the tutorial, or skirmishes, and that's about it. There is quite a large multiplayer thing going on. Yeah, that much multiplayer going on. So there's that if you're into that. But apparently at the end of the month, you are actually getting an actual campaign as to just the tutorial aspect. So that's kind of cool, I guess. What does this do? It's adorable! That's what we were driving. So you can actually, like, build your own cute little ships. Oh. Well, that's fun. Okay, so that's cool. You can build your own happy little ships. That's kind of fun. Do any of them come load existing fleet? Ah. Ooh. Okay. Tantalum Squadron! What's a Cobalt? Big honkin' cruiser is what it is. Tungsten Crescendo! That's a good name. I like that name. 66 is 66, 66. I'm seeing a theme here. No missiles, just guns. Oh, ammunition elevators. That's fun. I guess those make guns load faster? Yeah. Reload time faster. Literally, no missiles, just guns. I'm gonna shoot every goddamn thing you have. Check. Oh, there's a testing range too. Nice. But anyways, Nebulous Fleet Command. There's your live stream. This time only 3 hours. Less than 3 hours, not our usual 6. You will somehow learn to deal with that on your own, I suppose. And Jed Brown found someone to laser engrave his tungsten cube. It looms. It looms. We shall see what comes of it. But in the meantime, Nebulous Fleet Command, it's on Steam. It's getting a massive update at the end of the lunar cycle. Probably. Hopefully. That's what they claim. Hopefully they do better than Star Rupture with their updates, because they're not doing great with those. So, that's the end of the live stream. As always, good night and good luck.